Hello everyone, welcome to Truth Restored. It's great to have you one more time. And February 11th, 1929, Benito Mussolini of Italy and Cardinal Gasperi, on behalf of Pope Pius XI, signed what is called the Lateran Treaty. And this Lateran Treaty, or pact, was to give back to the Roman Catholic Church its political power and its diplomatic standing. It was also to give back, to make the Pope once again, an independent sovereign ruler of his own right. Now after signing this treaty, it is alleged that Cardinal Gasperi made this profound statement. Now I say alleged because it is a statement that was shared with me some time ago, but now I'm looking for it, I'm unable to find it. So if you have it, please send it to me. But it is alleged that he made this profound statement and said, "Go and make babies. Go and make babies." Now whether he meant biologically go and have children, or spiritually go and proselytize, the effect is still the same. In other words, go and spread Roman Catholic teachings, go and spread Roman Catholic doctrines and ideologies to every nation and kindred and people and tongue. And I believe it was in 2015 we saw the fruit of that statement and this statement.
If there is no more protest, how can there be a Protestant church? Maybe we're all Catholics again.
Now, we will look at the significance of this statement and the future presentations as I continue the series, Show Us Thy Way, O Lord. Show Us Thy Way, O Lord. Or in the mini-series, Seed Wars. Seed Wars. But for today, I just want to take the time out to let you know that you are very special. That's right. Whoever you are, wherever you are, at whatever time that you are watching this, I want you to know that you are a very special individual. Now I want you to think about this. Out of 500,000 sperm that travel the vaginal canal to the fallopian tube in their efforts to fertilize one egg, you are the only one that made it. That's right. You are the only one out of 500,000 egg, that 500,000 sperm rather, that made it to the egg. Some met speed bumps and stopped. Some got weak and died. Even out of those that made it to the egg, you are the only one that was able to penetrate that egg. Think about this, beloved. That tells me then, you are already a conqueror. That's right. You are already an overcomer. You are already a winner. No, I don't know what other persons have told you. I don't know what you have heard in the past. But Jesus Christ, the Bible is telling you that you are a winner. Are you with me? Now, here's the thing. Having been born biologically, it doesn't mean that the race is over. Having been born the natural birth, it doesn't mean that the race is over. Go with me to Philippians chapter 1. Philippians chapter 1, we're going to look at verse 6. Listen to what Paul said in Philippians chapter 1, verse 6. It says this: "Being confident of this very thing, that he which had begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ." Are you with me? So it is God, it is Jesus that had begun a good work in you from the womb. It was him that enabled you to get to the egg. And just as he has started the race for you in the womb, he's going to finish it. Are you with me, beloved? Go with me now to 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy chapter 4. Listen to what Paul said to the young Timothy now. 2 Timothy chapter 4. We're going to look at verse 7 and 8. Verses 7 and 8. Paul says now, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day. And not to me only, but unto all them that love his appearing. So Paul is letting us know now that as he looking back at his life, as he's looking back all the trial and tribulation that he went through, all the experiences that Jesus Christ had brought him through, he can look back and say that I have fight a good fight. Will you fight a good fight today, friend? Will you say like Paul, like I have finished the course? And will you look back in your life after you would have gone through trials and tribulation? Will you say like Paul, I have kept the faith? Notice what Paul said in verse 8. He said, henceforth is laid up for him a crown of righteousness. And he said, not for him only, but to all those that love Jesus Christ appearing. Do you love Christ appearing, beloved? How do I know if I love Christ appearing? Well, do you spend time with him each day in the Word? Do you spend time with him each day, communion with him through prayer? That will show, that right there showed you that you love his appearing. In other words, you can't wait for him to come back. See, you have to love his appearing if you're going to keep the faith. You have to love his appearing if you're going to finish the course. You have to love his appearing if you want to fight a good fight. Are you with me, beloved? Now go with me now to Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 1. Jeremiah chapter 1. Listen to what God said now to Jeremiah in Jeremiah chapter 1. And as you read this, beloved, don't think God is saying to Jeremiah only. Don't think Jeremiah chapter 1. We're going to look at verse 5. Jesus Christ speaking. He says this. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Before thou comest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. So Jesus Christ looking at you and I, and he letting us know that we were not accidents. It is him that formed us in the belly. And he said before he did that, he had a plan for you. And what is his plan for you? His plan is for you to be a prophet into the nations, beloved. Because we are living in serious time. Jesus Christ is looking for vessels. He is looking for those who are willing, those who don't want anything to do with this present world, those who are willing to suffer all things for his sake, to make them a prophet unto the nations. Are you with me? Because the whole world is going to be tested. The whole world is going to be upside down. The whole world is going to be in confusion. It is up to you and I to make ourselves available for Jesus Christ to use us so that through us, he can show the world the light, the way. Are you with me, beloved? Will you accept that today? You are listen to me very carefully. You are a very special individual. 500,000 sperms. Only you. You have made it already. You are already a conqueror. Are you with me? Go with me to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 9. Go with me to 1 Corinthians chapter 9. We are going to look at verses 24 to 27. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 24 to 27. It says this. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainty uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air, but I kept under my body, and bring it unto subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a cast away. Are you with me? So Paul is saying here that those that run in a physical run, in a natural run, in a marathon, and track and field, those that run, they run it to win the prize. Are you with me? Imagine 20 persons participating, 6 persons or 7 persons, however person is able to fit in the track, participating in the race. Whoever comes first will get the crown. Paul said, as Christians, this is the way that we should look at the Christian life. This is the way that we should look at it as if that your life is dependent on it. Because your life is dependent on it, beloved. You see, if you run in a natural race and you lose, there's tomorrow. But in this race, beloved, eternal life is at stake. So you cannot afford to be complacent. You cannot afford not to practice. You cannot afford not to bring your body into subjection in order for you to that race. Because losing that race means losing your life. Eternal life, beloved. Are you with me? So Paul says, he ran, verse 26, he said that he ran not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beareth the air, but I keep under my body, and bring it unto subjection, lest by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Paul said that I kept my body into subjection. Another word, beloved, when you look at individuals, when they are training for a game, basketball, football, track and field, if you look at how disciplined, how those first individuals bring their bodies into subjection. In other words, they take the body to extremes. In other words, they try to prepare their bodies to run that race, to play that game, because they know that it depends on whether they're going to win or lose. Are you with me? How much more than we who are in this life race would have to do with eternal life? How much more should we run so that we don't lose? Are you with me, beloved? Are you with me today? So, are you going to run the race today? Are you going to bring your body into subjection? Are you going to be temperate in all things? Or are you going to make excuses? Because Jesus said that whoever wants to follow him and look back, whoever wants to follow him and put above him mother, father, wife, husband, children, whoever wants to follow him and does not put their all into it, are not worthy to be his disciples, beloved. Go with me now to Hebrews chapter 12. We're going to look at Hebrews chapter 12. Hebrews chapter 12, beloved. Because this race, hear me now, this race is not new to any of us. There are some of us that will run this race before us, and there are some of us that left us examples so that we don't be discouraged. Are you with me? Let us take advantage of the examples of others. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doeth so easily beset us, and let us run up with patience the race that is set before us. Are you with me? So in this Bible, in the scriptures, we have example of those that run the race. We have example. Paul said we have a great cloud of witnesses which went before us, of whose example that we can look at in order for us to practice to win this race. Are you with me, beloved? We have in the Bible, beloved, David. We have in the Bible Solomon. We have in the Bible, beloved, Noah. We have in the Bible, beloved, Paul. But most of all, beloved, we have Jesus Christ. As we see in verse 2, Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2, it says, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. Are you with me, beloved? We have Jesus Christ as that great example, the author and the finisher of our faith. He is the captain of our salvation, beloved. Look up to him. To him who had no house, look up to him. To him who had no cars, look up to him. To him who didn't put job first, look up to him. Who's about his father's business, look up to him. If you're going to finish the race, if you're going to start the race, if you're going to endure up to the end, look up to him, beloved. Are you with me? Seed wars. Seed wars, beloved. This is a great fight. And it's an excited fight, beloved. Because this whole world, we are told in the book of Revelation, is going to bring down to a test. And as the world comes to a test, pressure is going to come down on every single person that professes to be a Christian. Will you succumb to the pressure? Or will you run that race? And will you finish the course? Or will you receive the crown of righteousness, which Jesus Christ is preparing right now for those who will be faithful? If you plan to be faithful, beloved, pray with me.